So, this isn't exactly scripted, and it's the first video I've actually made to put up to YouTube for a while, but I figure with the topic itself, record it over some gameplay. I might even allow me to think straight and show you what I mean. But this game is phenomenal. It's fantastic. I love almost everything about it. But there are some things I have some problems with, and really it's two mostly... One issue is very minor, and the other one, as of now, it's not directly hurting anyone. But I very much see it can become a problem in the future. Because of... Not even necessarily because of this game studio, but because of the way our the games industry is. And it really can become a problem if it goes unchecked. And it is also enough of a problem. There are people that I know that love this game. They played all the tests and they didn't notice the problem then, but they noticed it when they were getting ready to full-on purchase the game for themselves. And due to this one simple action, like, I have a family member, they were buying the Deluxe Edition the moment they had spare money, 2 days after the game launched. And due to this, you ended up losing $60 from it, because they rushed to Steam to get their refund when they found out about it. And because to some people this will sound stupid. To me, this is legitimately something that is a problem, and I don't want to see it going forward. Personally, I already bought the game before I knew of this. I put 11 hours into the game before I even learned that this was in it. That's why I say I don't personally think that this one instance is hurting people. But this game does use AI generation, and it uses it in one specific and very minor part of this game. And that's why it upsets me so much. There is talent and passion poured into every aspect of this game. The voice acting, the sound design, the animations, the weapons, the world, all of it. Mostly the sound design and the music composition. But so much of this game is pristine that it makes the use of any AI generation feel like a genuine oversight here. It wasn't necessary. It wasn't necessary. It screwed people out of money, in my opinion. Now, I know they got compensated. The voice actors they trained it off of, they consented, they got paid, and on that regard, that's why I personally don't believe it hurt anyone. I'll wait until they're done talking. Alright. I don't believe, personally, that this one instance of using the AI for voices is hurting anyone. But it is a situation of, you don't have to look far in this industry to see why it's going to be a problem going forward. An example I would like to use, because, again, in this instance, not a problem, but it can be rapidly become a problem. And the example I'm going to give is Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. It's one of my favorite games. It's one of my favorite games in the series. It's almost the perfect Assassin's Creed game. It shouldn't have been made. I almost wish that it hadn't. Because that game had Ubisoft doing everything wrong that they do nowadays. Started with Brotherhood. And Assassin's Creed Brotherhood taught them that they can get away with this. And as soon as Ubisoft started making more and more profit running games the way that the development cycle for Brotherhood went, we started to see more and more. Ubisoft started it, they only did this a little bit, their games slowly started to take a downspin. But when the rest of the industry saw what they were doing and saw how profitable it was, it became the mainstay. That's why so many of our AAA companies, which are supposed to be, AAA supposed to be like the sign of quality, and everyone believes that it's ass these days. And the same thing could easily happen with this decision. This minor use of AI could very, very rapidly end up making its way across the rest of the industry because it's cheap. And in this one, even though in this one instance, I don't think it's necessarily a horrible move, it's a horrible move for the industry, because if they get away with it, if no one makes a stink about it, if no one mentions it, if no one brings it up, the rest of the industry, your big wigs up at fucking Ubisoft, at EA, and at this point, it's fucking Halo Studios. I don't want to see AI anywhere near Halo. They're gonna see that it was successful and that they can get away with it, and they're going to continue to try and get away with it going forward. It's a situation where, again, it doesn't matter how ethical you try to be with the AI, if you start using generative content, everyone else is going to seek to start using it for their own means as well. And even though I don't really agree with the CEO or the CCO, whichever one it is in this game's case. I don't particularly agree with it, with their take on it, but it's... I don't agree that, whereas they don't think anyone's getting hurt from it, I don't agree with that. Down somewhere in the midst of all this, people are getting hurt because of it. There's almost no way that AI-generated content isn't fucking someone out of a job or money that they otherwise could. And with this entire country being in the middle of a fucking cost of living crisis, it's almost even worse in my opinion. And again, that's not the main point of this video. It's not even the main point of this particular argument. But it is a situation. If it's even mildly successful and saves even a little bit of the money, and the rest of the industry notices it, everyone's going to start trying to do it. They're going to start trying to... At first, it's going to be well, maybe we can just use it in the same way Ark Raiders did, and people won't be on our ass. And then... But as that becomes a little bit more successful, it becomes a little bit more what people... it becomes a little bit more the norm, and people are willing to look the other way for it. They're going to try and get away with more. And that's what this industry does. If they can get away with it a little bit, they push and they push and they push until it gets out of control. That's the way it started with microtransactions. Fucking Bethesda started with their horse armor, and people were upset, but overall, it wasn't the end of the world. And other games started doing it over a long period of time, and there wasn't enough pushback, and so it just grew and grew until it ballooned into, hell, Ark Raiders' shitty microtransaction store, where they're charging you almost $30 for one of the skins in this game. It's not good. It's not a good look. It's not a good idea, and it's going to be pushed to an unsustainable future. I already think the AI bubble is going to pop. I think we're already seeing the beginnings of that in terms of just... In some of it, it's not as good as people think it is, but it does save money in terms of development, and I do genuinely think that if we don't rise up, if we don't let Embark know that we don't want this crap in our games, it's going to come around and hurt the rest of the industry. You're going to see EA start pulling it. You're going to see Ubisoft start pulling it. Microsoft and Sony, all of them. This isn't an industry that goes, oh, hey, these people use this one thing that hurt some people, but it saved a little bit of money, but we're not going to do it. No. They're going to see dollar signs, and it's going to rapidly grow out of control. And what kills me is it's such a minor part of the game that they did this with. They really didn't need to do it. And it's this, the ping system.
Don't go here.
They used their generative stuff for this. For the voice for this system. And it wasn't necessary. It wasn't needed. Hell, like they brought voice actors in to train the AI off of for this system. And I believe it was one of the articles where they were questioning where the CEO or CCO was talking about it, directly. And they mentioned something about having to, like, punch above their weight class to compete with EA. Number one, you don't need to compete with EA. This game is a good enough product on its own. EA shouldn't even be anywhere near the picture. Secondly, a lot of the companies that they're thinking they need to compete with are ones they really genuinely don't. There's a reason that these companies have a bad reputation. You do not need to try and be like them. It's only going to lead to worse products and people regarding you worse and worse as time goes on. You don't have to do it. You don't have to drag yourself down to their level. And secondly, their other reasoning, if I remember, this is off the cuff, it's not scripted, it probably should have been scripted, but I remember seeing it be mentioned that they're going to be adding new enemies, new weapons, and new maps in the future, and so why would you bring the voice actors back? Well, I think you could, you should do one of three things, really, this would still work for. Number one, it doesn't fucking matter. Bring the voice actors back. For a fucking ping or call out system, you can knock out takes within a day. You can knock out several takes for, like, mentioning a weapon or an enemy or a location. You could get that done likely in a day without much hassle. And the other way you could do this without causing a big stink would be, okay, you don't want to have to bring them back every update. You want to save money because you're quote-unquote a smaller company. Fine. You don't need to have every item personally have its name recorded or called out. The game is still going to highlight the item for your teammates. It's still going to show you the location, and in the little chat just above the health and shield HUD, it's going to show the actual name of the item. Like, we can test this in-game. Like, I'll go up here, there's likely going to be an Ark. I'm not going to try and pinpoint the spider with it, that's going to be stupid. But, I can pinpoint an Ark, and it will still show me the name of it. Its name in the corner. It locates it, yeah. Up above the health system, it shows Catspear, pointed out, Rocketeer. Awesome, cool. But not everything needs a voice line to accompany it directly. Yeah, not everything needs a voice line to accompany it directly. Going forward, you could easily future-proof it with just generic callouts. Enemy there, weapon there. It would still highlight it. It would still, in the chat, show the name of the thing being called out. Not an issue. Or if you really just don't want to have to call in a voice actor for that, if you don't want to call in a voice actor for that at all, you don't have to use a voice. Just have a ping sound and have it show in the chat, and then you can still ignore needing voice actors for it. It's simple. Close the door, close the door, close the door.
Nah, you're not gonna. Fuck you, kid.
Careful, there's a spider crawling around. But yeah, you could do it without the voices if calling people in to do the voice acting is the real problem. There's so many ways around it. AI generation is not needed. So it's just, I don't understand why they did it other than just to pinch pennies. And it honestly infuriates me because so many talented people put in so much work into this game that it legitimately wasn't needed. No one asked for the AI generation. No one needed it. The game didn't need it. You had so much talent on this game. There's so many other ways to handle it. And if your worry is needing to call back the voice actors to record more lines for your ping system, it's as simple as having a few different alternatives that still save you money, but don't rely on AI generation. And I just wish they would have done that. The other problem with this game is this store, the prices for it. $2,400 for this bundle. Let's take a look at it. $2,400, that's $20 for a bundle. That, for what you're getting in here, I think that's roughly maybe what Fortnite does. But Fortnites aren't great either. But there is one down here. There's an armor here. This one. This is a premium game. Fortnite is a free-to-play game. Paying $15 for a cosmetic like this in a free-to-play game? Sure, that's fine. This is a paid game. The game itself is $40. The deluxe edition is $60. Currently, the only stuff you can earn in-game are the items in this Raider deck, which you unlock fairly slowly, and you get 5 pages, and these aren't all even new items. You get these 2 outfits at the beginning, but you only get the outfit and the color. And as you go down, you get new colors. Now you get the helmet and the balaclava. After you spend forever playing, you can finally get the goggles and the mask. And this color. It's not even a bunch of separate new content, it's just recolors of the same thing. And this one's free. We don't know how long they're going to be in the future. We don't know how much they're going to charge, how many of them will be free, and how many of them will be paid. But it sets a precedence. If they are going to charge the standard $10 for this, I'm looking at it, and I'm not very sure that $10 would be worth it for a game I've already spent $40 on. They mentioned trying to follow Helldivers' example with the monetization. But in Helldivers, you can actually earn the currency in-game, so that if you don't have the money is just to support the devs in the game going forward. And you get more of a sense of accomplishment when you're finding and collecting that currency on your own. Outside of this Raider deck, ignoring the Raider deck, if this one happens to be paid, let's just look at, without the Raider deck, what all you get. You get this one at the start of the game, all of its colors and this little helmet. You get this armor at level 10, and in order to put together the whole outfit, I believe, you have to get up to 75 to get every extra little bit that comes with this armor. The mask, the helmet, the goggles. You get the helmet at 30, goggles at 50, but to get the full thing, you have to reach level 75. This is a Raider deck armor. This one's a quest objective. That's fine. That's fine. That's not bad. That one's not bad. Another quest objective. Not bad. You only get 2 color options, and you only get the helmet. That's not bad. This one, also good. Quest objective. Good. I like to see it. In the end, what that means is without the Raider deck, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 cosmetics can actually be earned in this game. Then, we continue to look at it. Let's count the Raider deck. Cool. That moves us up to 7. Everything else that needs to be paid for with real money out of this entire game's cosmetics. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Plus the other 7 cosmetics. So, you're looking at... I cannot do simple addition. I'm gonna have to cut this out. 12 plus 7. Yeah, that's 19 cosmetics in the whole game currently. And only 7 of them can be earned via just playing the game. It's not good. It's not a good system. This is a premium game that you paid money for. That's not a good pricing. That's not a good system. And that's just the outfits. There's plenty of other cosmetics that you're being charged for. You want a band-aid across your nose. That's going to be $200. That's almost $2. If you want to fully deck yourself out with cosmetics that happen to be paid for, that's going to ramp up quickly, especially as they add more stuff going forward. The current system isn't that good for allowing you to express yourself via the cosmetics. So it's a situation that currently even the monetization does not feel good. And the AI generation feels like it was done just to save pennies on the dollar when it desperately didn't need to. It's something that needs to be changed going forward, because we as a community, and when I say community, I'm talking about anyone who plays games. If you play games, you're part of this community. That we have sat on the sidelines too long and let the corporations get away with this. We let these big studios get away with this, and we see the quality of our content drop consistently over time. And we always hold on hope that, well, as long as some of the developers are still there. Well, even when they are still there, they aren't being given the freedom anymore, because what's running the industry these days is everything. Everything at the cost of profit and time. The more things you can pump out the door in the shortest amount of time, that's what they want. So even the people in this industry that started with good products don't have the freedom, based on the people employing them, to do what they want to. It's a stranglehold. And if we just let the AI... This is a game that caught everyone by surprise. It's fantastic, but it's also the first one to openly have AI generation in a part of the game that a good chunk of people are probably going to still be using that ping system. Not everyone has a microphone to work with. And if we just sit by and let it happen, it's going to completely steamroll us in the future. We're going to end up... the AI generation pipeline in gaming is going to hit us the same way that microtransactions did. It's going to be a slow boil, like a lobster in a pot. This is something we need to acknowledge and nip in the bud. We need to call it out now before we end up 20 years down the line and entire games are going to be shit and made with this AI generation. I don't see it getting good enough to hold up a game on its own. We're going to start seeing the art, the writing, all of it. It is over the next, 20 years if we let it go now. We let microtransactions go. We let the way that Ubisoft treated its developers during the development of Brotherhood go, and those ballooned out of proportion. It's why we're starting to see the possible burst of the AAA bubble. We need to address this one now. We need to call them out now. We need to show them that they can't get away with it. If you're like me and you only notice this well after the point of being able to refund it, go ahead and keep playing the game. If this is a game that was on your wish list the moment you found out about it, I would say, hell, currently it's small. Go ahead and purchase the game, but don't spend a dime on microtransactions. Go to social media, call out Embark, point out that this is in the game and you don't like it, and we don't want it, and we're not going to continue to support it. If they want to keep... Helldivers showed us we can make a difference. We can all go to Steam, we can go to Xbox, Sony, negatively review the hell out of this game if this is something that you believe in. I love this game. This game is fantastic. I've already left a negative review based on the microtransactions and the AI generative voice. We can tell them no. We have the power to do it. We're talking about a CEO, a CCO, and their investors. There's more players in this community than there are of them. We can tell them no if we all group together. I will likely make a more concise video in the future that's been scripted and edited to get this across concisely, but that will take time and that'll take effort, and that's time that I'm trying to spend on other things that's more important than gaming right now. But so that'll be in the pipeline. This is just an off the cuff at 1 a.m. rant and call to attention here, and it's something we need to address. So yeah, welcome to my TED Talk. Call out Embark on social media. Let them know that you don't like this and that you want it reverted, you want it changed. Keep playing the game, but leave a negative review on it. And telling them you don't want to see this in the game. This is a fantastic game. I know several people already that would have bought this game, and this one minor thing just cost Embark several purchases of it. We can make a difference. Right now, while it's early on, we have the chance and the opportunity. We need to take it.